Okay, guys, example 5 and 6. Oh man, don't these look scary? They look totally scary, right? So many terms. But don't be scared. Just take it one step at a time. So first, let's state the restrictions. We know that this one, x, can never be -2. And these two are identical, so we don't need to solve twice. We can just say, okay, let's just take one and solve for it. So we have two values that we cannot use in our answers, right? X cannot be -2 and x cannot be +2. So LCD, ready? Lowest common denominator. We have x minus 2 on one on each side, so we would only need to take one of those, and then an x plus 2 on the left side, so we would definitely need to take that. So from here, I like to copy it down and give myself space. The reason is I'm not normally as organized as some of you might be. Now, if you're super organized, you can technically multiply the LCD right on it, okay? So from here, parentheses, parentheses, so I know that I'm not going to distribute that incorrectly. All right, LCD is x minus 2. So go in and multiply by x minus 2 and x plus 2. Again, you can put over 1, no big deal. Or if you choose not to, it's okay too, as long as you know that's equivalent, okay? All right, y'all, let's reduce. This is my favorite part. Here we go. X plus 2's cancel. X minus 2's cancel. X minus 2's cancel here. So you are left with an x times x minus 2. So x times x minus 2. Over here, you're left with an x plus 2 times x plus 2 equals x plus 3 times x plus 2. Okay, let's distribute this cautiously. X times x is x squared minus 2x. Now this is subtracting this whole quantity here, so be very cautious here. So x times x is x squared, x times 2, that's 2x, and then in the middle it's also 2x and then plus 4. The reason I put that big ginormous quantity right there in the middle is because we need to distribute that minus sign through all of the terms. On the right side, x times x is x squared plus 2x in the middle plus 3x and plus 6, okay? So here we go, x squared minus 2x. I'm going to combine like terms first. That is going to give me 4x, so x squared, oops, I'm sorry, this is a minus. Minus x squared plus 4x plus 4. On the right side, x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now here's the part where if you don't have this quantity here, then this negative sign might be incorrectly distributed. So this is now negative x squared minus 4x minus 4, okay? And on the right side, all right, y'all. Let's combine here. This is an x squared, that's going to be cancel. Negative 2x and a negative 4x, that's now negative 6x. Drop down your 4. I'm going to move everything to the right side. As long as one of the sides equals to 0, it doesn't matter where you move it. So I'm adding 6x plus 4 plus 4. Okay, so now on the left side, it equals to 0, which will help us factor in and solve. So the factors are x plus 10 times x plus 1. Take each factor and set it equals to 0. So x plus 10 equals to 0, x plus 1 equals to 0. So you have two answers, but don't forget we have to compare these answers to your restriction. Let's see. You have x minus 2 and x plus 2. Neither one of these are 2's and negative 2, so woo woo, we can keep both. Yay! So we have two answers, right? Negative 10 and negative 1. I think this is the first time that we get to keep both. All right, let's do example 6. Very similar, right? Looks scary, but guys, if you're taking it slow and being cautious, double check your answer with the restriction, you're gonna be just fine. All right, let's this one, I'm going to copy that down. N plus n squared minus 5 all over the denominator. That's a difference of 2 squares, so that is definitely factorable. Okay, equals, this is n. We can try to factor out the numerator, but right now we don't need to, because remember, step number one from the step 6 step sets, factor the denominator, find the restriction, right? Find LCD. So we don't need to worry about the numerator right now. So restrictions would be, for this one, y'all, n cannot be -1 and n cannot be +1. This is the same, so I don't need to state the restriction again. So LCD, I have an n plus 1 on each. Oops, why am I writing x? N plus 1, then n minus 1 is only one of them, so that's definitely what I'm going to use. Okay, so multiply each, y'all, and every term by the LCD. So this is n original. I'm going to give myself space. This is n minus 5 all over. You can, again, write it again with the factor form, which I normally like to do, and give yourself space. And n squared plus n plus 2 all over n plus 1. So give myself space here. Now go in and multiply every single term by LCD. N plus 1 times n minus 1. Okay, let's reduce. Woo, woo. Okay, so first term, nothing we can do. Both of these are gone. One of this is gone, right? So this is going to be n times, remember, n plus 1 times n minus 1, that's exactly the same thing as n squared minus 1. This is going to get dropped down because the denominators are gone. So this is going to be n squared minus 5 equals, I have n squared plus n plus 2, and I'm left with one factor of n minus 1 here. Oops, something's... Okay, let's distribute. I'm going to erase some of my work from prior examples here. I'm going to go, okay, well, n times n squared is n cubed minus n. Not much we can do with this little dude. From here, n squared times n is n cubed. N squared times -1 is -n squared. N times n is positive n squared. N times -1 is -n. 2 times n is positive 2n. 2 times -2 is -2. Okay, I, as you know already, like to write my expression in order from the highest power to lowest. So that's what I just did there on the left side. Over here, n cubed will stay. These two are gone. This is going to give me positive n and a minus 2. We have n cubed on each side, so that means that's going to get reduced. We are now going to move everything so we can have one side equaling to 0. So plus 2 plus 2. So here's what we currently have. N squared minus 2n minus 3 equals to 0. And again, guys, we need to factor this out, okay? The factors would be n minus 3 times n plus 1 equals to 0. So that means if you take each factor and set it equals to 0, this n equals to 3, and this would give us -1. Go back and check our restrictions. We said earlier, y'all, right? Oops, this is n cannot be. Earlier we said, okay, n cannot be positive or -1. So we need to eliminate that dude. So students, we only have one answer. N can only be 3 on example 6.